On the morning of August 6, 1945, the world changed forever. At 8:15 a.m., a single bomb was dropped over the Japanese city of Hiroshima. The bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, unleashed an explosion of unimaginable power. Within seconds, tens of thousands of people were vaporized. A city was reduced to ashes. To understand how we arrived at this moment, we must go back to the early years of World War II and the race to develop the deadliest weapon ever known to mankind, the atomic bomb. In 1939, as war loomed in Europe, a group of scientists warned the U.S. government that Nazi Germany might be developing a nuclear weapon. This led to the creation of the Manhattan Project, a top-secret program that would cost over $2 billion and involve more than 130,000 people. The Manhattan Project brought together the brightest minds of the time: Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, Niels Bohr, and many others. Their goal was to harness the power of nuclear fission, the splitting of the atom, to release energy beyond imagination. The first successful test of an atomic bomb occurred on July 16, 1945, in the New Mexico desert. The scientists called it the Trinity Test. The explosion lit up the sky and shook the ground for miles. Mankind had entered the nuclear age. By mid-1945, Nazi Germany had surrendered, but Japan continued to fight fiercely in the Pacific. The United States faced a grim choice: invade Japan at the cost of potentially millions of lives, or use its newly developed atomic weapon to force a quick surrender. Hiroshima was chosen as a target for several reasons. It was a major military headquarters, a logistics base, and had not yet been bombed, making it a clean target to observe the bomb's effects. President Harry S. Truman authorized the use of the bomb. He believed it would end the war quickly and save countless American and Japanese lives. At 8:15 a.m., the Enola Gay, a B-29 bomber, released the Little Boy bomb over Hiroshima. It detonated 600 meters above the city. The blast was equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. The explosion created a fireball over 1,000,000 degrees Celsius. People within a radius of 1 kilometer were instantly vaporized. Buildings collapsed. Fires swept across the city. Glass melted. Shadows of people were burned into stone. Some survivors described seeing a blinding white flash, followed by a deafening roar. Others spoke of their skin hanging in shreds, of loved ones burning alive. In the first few moments, 70,000 people were killed. By the end of 1945, that number had doubled due to radiation sickness, burns, and injuries. Survivors, known as hibakusha, faced years of suffering. Many developed cancers. Others were stigmatized, rejected by society, and haunted by the trauma. The city was unrecognizable. Schools, hospitals, temples, homes, all gone. The silence after the blast was deafening. The only sound was the cries of the wounded and dying. Despite the unimaginable destruction of Hiroshima, Japan did not surrender immediately. It wasn't until 3 days later, on August 9th, that a second atomic bomb was dropped, this time on the city of Nagasaki. Facing total annihilation, Emperor Hirohito finally spoke to the nation. On August 15, 1945, Japan announced its surrender. The Second World War was over. The atomic bomb, though it ended the war, opened a new era, the nuclear age, filled with fear, power, and moral questions that still haunt us today. The stories of Hiroshima's survivors, the hibakusha, are among the most powerful human testimonies of the 20th century. There was Sadako Sasaki, a young girl exposed to the bomb at age 2. Years later, she developed leukemia. In her hospital bed, she folded paper cranes. Inspired by the Japanese legend that said folding 1,000 cranes would grant a wish, she died before reaching 1,000. Her story became a symbol of peace. The effects of the atomic bomb were not limited to the moment of impact. The radiation lingered in the air, the soil, and the bodies of the people. In the years that followed, survivors developed cancers, birth defects, and chronic illnesses. Generations born after the bombing also carried physical and psychological scars. Medical studies of Hiroshima victims revealed how little we truly understood about the long-term consequences of nuclear weapons. The legacy of that ignorance continues today. Today, Hiroshima is not just a city, it is a message, a symbol of the horror of war and the strength of peace. The Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park stands as a tribute to the lives lost and a reminder to all nations. The Genbaku Dome, one of the few structures left standing near Ground Zero, remains preserved as a World Heritage Site. Hiroshima does not call for revenge. It calls for remembrance, understanding, and responsibility. Its people chose to forgive, to educate, and to advocate for a world free of nuclear weapons. The bombing of Hiroshima marked the first and only time a nuclear weapon was used in war. It forced humanity to confront its own capacity for destruction. It taught us that science without ethics, power without compassion, and politics without conscience can lead to unimaginable suffering. But Hiroshima also teaches us hope, that even from ashes, life can grow. That from devastation, a global peace movement can emerge. May we never forget what happened on August 6, 1945, and may we never repeat it. Thank you